How to raise unlimited capital on demand, like you have the keys to the vault. So I am going to tailor this presentation to people that already know how to raise capital. I'm going to assume that you are in the business, you've been raising capital, you have a sophisticated operation, or you're somewhat advanced and you've been raising capital for a while. You have the experience, the expertise, and the competency to convey to potential investors that you know what you're doing. You're a safe bet. As you know, investors are looking for number one, preservation of capital, number two, growing their capital, and number three, at a very minimum, outpacing inflation. So you want to make sure that you are congruent and consistent across all your platforms in your presentation, how you look, how your company looks, your investment thesis, and things like that. But at the end of the day, raising capital is all about relationships. It's a relationship business, it's a contact sport. So if you need to be raising capital for deals, for investments, for opportunities, then that needs to be your focus. So you've heard the 80-20 rule, where a lot of people say 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. Then I want to drill that down even more and take that 20% and drill that down to the 80-20. So if you say 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts, take that 20% of your efforts, and where are 100% of your results coming from those 20% of efforts, and then focus 100% on that. So if you need to raise capital and you want to raise capital on a regular basis, then you need to be thinking about what are the one or two things that I need to be doing every single day that is 100% results oriented, focused on bringing additional capital in, and understand that raising capital is a business. It's a business, it's a system, it's a strategy, and it takes consistency. So you don't want to take your foot off the gas. If you've raised money and you've facilitated the transaction, you don't want to stop there. You want to keep a consistent program in place for that capital raise, for the investor portal, for the investor inflow. So you want to keep those leads coming in, those investors coming in. You want to stay in front of them and keep that market warm. So reverse engineer the business plan. If you've raised $100 million, then you know how many people you had to talk to, how many investors, whether they're individuals or institutional, that you had to talk to, how many leads you had to bring in to generate commitments, to generate actual cash when you called that capital. So just reverse engineer that and say, if you've raised $100 million and it took 1,000 investors to do that, and it took 2,000 leads to get those 1,000 investors, then now you need to know what you need to do to get the next level, and you know where you need to go to find them. So you want to use all of the platforms, all the mediums available to you. Social media is huge in this day and age. Again, it's a relationship sport. It's a contact sport. So people need to know who you are. They need to get to know you. They need to like you, and they need to trust you. You've heard that, know, like, and trust. So they need to know you, number one, know who you are, what you do, and what you have to offer. Raising capital is all about serving others. It's providing the capital a place to go where it can grow and it can be safe. It can be preserved and it can grow. So number one, you're offering a service that people and institutions need. Capital is looking for a place to go. It's looking for safe places to go. It's looking for safe ways to grow and outpace inflation. So you want to make sure that that you understand who those investors are, what it is they're looking for, and you got to stay in front of them all the time. And they need to know what it is that you're doing, the opportunities that you have to serve them, and understand you're always coming from a standpoint of service. You're providing them an opportunity that they need, a resource that they need. Number two, they need to like you. So you have to get yourself out there, be in front of them, so that, you know, people do business with those that they like. You know, there are exceptions to all the rules, but number one, they need to like you. They need to get to know you, make sure they like you, make sure they know that you're competent, you're capable, and that you're honest and trustworthy, and that you have integrity. And then that's the last leg, is they need to trust you, but not only trust you that you're a good person, you're going to do the right things, but trust you that you know what you're doing, that you're not going to put them in the wrong things just so that you can earn fees or get the deal closed, that it's the right thing for them, for their goals, for their family, for their institution and their investors, whatever it is, the type of capital that you're after. You want to check that know, like, and trust button. But again, at the end of the day, it's a relationship business. It's all about relationships. It's all about contacts. So you want to constantly be cultivating new relationships, new contacts, keep that pipeline full, keep it going. You want to make sure you've got a sophisticated investment management portal, investor CRM platform, so that you're constantly bringing in new investors, warming them up to what it is that you do, who you are, what you have to offer, how you can serve them. And you want to be serving the right opportunities to the right investors at the right time, that fulfills their goals and their needs. So again, you're serving others. It's a relationship business. You want to be mindful of what it is the investors are looking for, and you want to serve them the right thing at the right time. You want to bring them the opportunities that they're looking for. So you don't want to push an investment that may not fit their criteria. That's one of the biggest mistakes that capital raisers make. Number one is taking their foot off the gas, thinking that they can just keep going back to the well instead of digging their well deeper and digging more wells. Number two, it's bringing and trying to force the wrong deals and opportunities to the wrong investors. Sure, you can present opportunities to somebody that may not be in their wheelhouse, but if they've said no, just move on. Don't try to convince them that this is a deal of a lifetime, opportunity of a lifetime, and all that. Sophisticated investors know the opportunity of a lifetime comes along every day. So unless you have the next Facebook or the next Twitter or the next Tesla, there is no opportunity of a lifetime. Everybody knows that that comes along every day, sophisticated investors. So again, you want to make sure that you're constantly cultivating those relationships, bringing new people into the pipeline, keeping your profiles, your internet presence, social media platforms, all consistent and congruent, and constantly providing value to your audience, serving your audience, and find other ways to be helpful and of service to them. You want to use educational based marketing. So you want to put information out there to your core audience. You could have different messages to different audiences of investors that's relative to them, that's going to benefit them in other areas of their life and their business, not just all about what you do and what you have to offer. There are going to be times to promote and to market your deals. But in the interim, as far as keeping your contacts warm, your relationships solid, you want to provide service all the time. You want to be a go-to resource for your investors for anything that is beneficial to them and to their career, their business, and their lives, so that they constantly come to you for that information and for that resource. So remember, it's a relationship business, it's a relationship sport, it's a contact sport. So you want to constantly be cultivating relationships, new relationships. You want to reverse engineer the business plan. How many investors do I need? How many leads do I need that become warm, soft commitments that become actual capital when you call it? So constantly be filling that pipeline, bringing it in, and using those numbers and those KPIs to determine how much capital you can raise. And that's really the key to unlocking the vault when it comes to raising capital. It's understanding that it is a business. It's a relationship business. It's a contact sport. And you start with the end goal in mind. I need to raise $100 million in capital. This is how many leads I need to get this many soft commitments, to get this many people to actually fund those commitments. So that is raising unlimited capital on demand and how to get the keys to the vault.